I want to revisit two topics that were discussed at the last meeting. Last time, Mrs. Chanley, she was lamenting the fact that she had to continuously defend herself against claims and accusations that were being made by other people. This was something that Ms. Skurbe also commented on. I would invite you to ask yourself why that continues to happen, okay? This is not accidental. And the second topic is related to that. I'll give you an example of the issue at hand. At the last meeting, someone brought up the issue of booster club funds that there was a problem with. Now, let me recap the events. The athletics director has the ability to authorize the use on Saturdays for the facility that was used for that event. The administration was aware of this, and paperwork was filled out, not by Booster Club. That's an important point. Half of the way through the event, there was apparently a problem. Mrs. Chanley had raised an issue about gambling licenses and the way that the money was being raised. Apparently this wasn't known. This was most definitely known. This was not a surprise. They produced the gambling license upon her request within a few minutes, as I understand it. So this really wasn't an issue. The event proceeded to take place, and she allowed it to continue for the remainder of the day. However, after this incident happened, she instructed a public official, meaning a school employee, to collect the money instead of the Booster Club members collecting the money, as they were doing at the door. At the end of the day, and at the conclusion of the event, all the money was taken, okay? It was taken not by Booster Club, but by the school employee, right? And this money, as she said at the last meeting, was made money to be into the public fund, the general fund, I think as she phrased it. This money is the property not of the school. This should not be in the general fund, okay? She also said that this was not the fault of the school, and she kind of put it back on Booster Club. I find this preposterous, considering that the paperwork which she had a problem with was not filled out by anybody by Booster Club, okay? Wednesday before the event, an email went out and made it very clear who was collecting money, what the event was, and what it was doing. Everybody knew that they were giving money to Booster Club, okay? This was not a surprise. She had Thursday and she had Friday to raise an issue. She waited till halfway through the event on Saturday to do so, okay? A normal and reasonable person would let this go if they really had an issue. If the event was already taking place, they would let this go, right? And then maybe take action afterwards to see that it didn't happen again. But she didn't do that. She allowed it to continue and then take the money. She instructed her employee to take the money, okay? This peculiar action makes me question the motivation behind this because I can find no reason to do this. Everyone knew that they were giving money to Booster Club. This is property of Booster Club. And to be clear, Mrs. Chanley is not a member of Booster Club. She is not secretary or treasurer, president or anything, nor was she authorized by anyone on behalf of Booster Club to operate in any capacity. It is a 501c3 charity. It is a separate entity, completely separate legal entity of which she has no control over, okay? If you go to a casino and you're counting cards, they ask you to leave, but you take your chips, you cash them out. If you're operating a food truck or something, you don't have a license, and the police come, they might fine you, but they don't take your money, they don't take your property, they tell you to leave, okay? Apparently that doesn't happen when it's her. These actions are quite simply outrageous. I'd ask you to think to yourself what you might label someone who takes property that doesn't belong to them. Even if I'm wrong in everything that I just stated, okay? And let's say that she was completely within her rights to do everything that she did, okay?
Your time is up, sir. Thank you for your comments.
My time was not up.
Your time is up.
I was watching it.
It just beeped. It ran down to 0. And I would just like to say, in our district, we have protocols, procedures, and policies. And things have to be followed by procedures. We do not make alternate decisions. We do not make arbitrary decisions. There was no building use filled out. The Booster Club did not have any approval to be in the building raising any money. They have taken they were able to keep the proceeds that they raised through their raffles and through the food sales for the day. No event that takes place in our school district where ticket sales are purchased at the door, such as football events and basketball games, has ever been given to any outside organization. That has always gone through the general fund, and that is the decision that administration made. Thank you. Anybody else from the public wishing to speak?